the tower zone, it picks it right back up.
So this is it event monitor?
It's event and telemetry.
And telemetry.
Right, so mobile. So every beat, just like a halter. But the difference between that and a halter is this is being watched live by CCT, CMT, and EMT technicians, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
Continuous monitoring. The difference between your event and telemetry, of course, your event is parameter driven. So it's going to have parameters such as your bradycardia, tachycardia, and it's only going to trigger based on the actual event. Right. So if your patient's heart rate drops below, so we have our doctors sign what they call a physician's protocol. It's a standard protocol, and this can be changed anytime on the portal. Our portal is live. It can be seen anywhere you are around the world because it's all web-based. So, with that being said, we just ask the doctors to sign the standard protocol. If you have a patient with a bradycardia below 35 all the time, then we can adjust that on the computer per patient. It's about a 2.5 to 3 minute login on the computer. The patient can be logged in the night before. Patient comes in the next morning, we hit activate. We put the patient on the device here in the office, which again is different from an IETF, which is what you're familiar with, CardioNet, eCardio, LifeWatch. These are IETFs. These are devices that are sent out to Mrs. Jones, who's 80 years old. A big old book goes with her, or something like this. Wow. They hand Mrs. Jones the book. It's got 80 pages on it. She tried to figure out how to put it on. So the compliance ratio nationwide is about 42% on IETF. With ours, it's 99.5 outside dementia. So we just ask that you don't put a dementia patient on the device because they will lose it. Other than that, you can see right here, this is your ICD-10s right here.
Different codes.
And you see here, M and E. So that's mobile cardiac telemetry, and that's event. You can see how many we have. We have close to 20 ICD-10s on here. And you're going to see, you probably see syncope, dizziness, giddiness, palpitations, supraventricular premature beats. You probably see all these type of stuff. So that's, if you're doing a Holter, you're going to find out 99% of the time it's going to come back negative. So the patient still has a symptom. Then you shoot him up to cardiology. Well, guess what? Cardiologist is going to do this. He's going to do a different device, though. He's going to do an eCardio device or a biotelemetry health device, which is called the patch. The difference between us and the patch is ours is two sides of the heart, so this is going to see every single thing, and you're going to get an excellent report in terms of amplitude and gain. And your P wave is going to be much better, allow you to look at the patient better. Versus a patch, which does what? Has one side of the heart. So you're not really getting a good picture of what you're looking for. And there's no really good transmission. No one's looking at it live. We're looking at it live. By doing that, we provide you a study. Our studies look like this. We have an end of study report, which is going to give you stats, heart rate, and atrial fib. This is an excellent report, by the way. This is an AFib patient. So over here, you're going to see the AF burden analysis. This is what comes to you via portal. We don't have to fax anything. We can fax if you want, but we prefer not to load your fax machine up with a bunch of artifact, right? So we scrub all the artifact in our reports. If you decide that you want to go back into the report and see a patient pre and post, you can see far forward as far back as you'd like to see based on that going into that particular event. PBTs, SBTs, whatever it is. So it gives you an indication of what that patient was doing at that time and allows you to set the center protocol at that point. Right here, MCT daily summary. This summary comes down and shows you pretty much all the way from your brady to tachy and shows you everything looking as far as your burden goes. Now you come over here, you can actually see the report. You can see how I mean, look at the P waves here. Everything's perfectly lined up, so you can see that nothing's been happening until now, and we get over here. So now we have an AFib patient going into AFib. And that's a really good report right there. Now, and of course, our reports look like this all the time. And that's why doctors love our stuff. I'm in MedStar.
So you can be faxed, but how many pages is each patient gets a report on?
We scrub down to probably, 4 or 5? You're done?
Overall 6.
Maybe 6.
Okay.
Front and back.
So we simplify it. Now, let's say you had an IETF come in and do it. They would send you 200 pages of artifact. And you go, what is all this? I don't look at this. We scrub the artifact, like I said. And if you want to see it, the portal allows you to do that. Now, this is basic instructions for the office. We train the staff. We're here for the first 3 to 4 patients based on what you feel comfortable with to make sure everything is set up properly. And then once the patient goes in here, hooks up, and they leave, they come back. So the CMS guidelines say 4 to 30 days for this device. So we suggest 7 to 10. So 3 patients a month to 4 patients a month on these devices. Some doctors look at it and they start seeing the money and they go, wait a minute, I'm going to run this every 5 days. We not suggest that because we want to be able to catch that arrhythmia, right? And we want to give you a really good solid report. So about 7 days, we find our devices, because the algorithms are set up that way, that we're going to catch what you're looking for. We're in constant communication with your patient. The patient, this is all the patient gets. If you notice, the first three to four steps are just showing the product itself. After that, we show the patient, how to hook it up, because we're going to do it right in the office of the patient. And then, of course, we touch. This is the old unit, which we had buttons. Now it's touch screen, so it's going to be touch. And they just touch baseline in the morning. But again, this is all part of the training side. We do all that. You don't necessarily have to worry about that. And if the patient has a symptom, they just hold the red button down. They press, I'm dizzy, I got palpitations. It is not necessary under the MCT to do that because we're watching it anyway. But if a patient feels that they want somebody to know, by all means do that.
So there's a device that patients will work 24/7.
It's 24/7.
And they will know what to do if the leads come off of them, because they'll be given instructions.
They knows exactly when a lead comes off. Matter of fact, if a lead comes off, they contact the patient. They go, "Hi, Mr. Jones, what are you doing right now?"
So the patient has to have a cell phone with them
No.
all the time?
This is 4G.
It's 4G.
Meaning, I don't know.
It's just very cellular in there.
It's all Bluetooth. It's streaming.
Okay.
So it's connected to the cell tower and then directly to the.
Oh, I
To
see,
the patient. Yeah, it's
So
just one unit right here.
Okay.
Hooks right here, or sits in the pocket. Like
There's a SIM
this.
card inside too.
Right. And it goes right here. Leads just stick on, and we do all that for the doctor. Now we have our kits that we have with our electrodes. Here's electrodes we use. They're a hypoallergenic electrode.
Kit can be like this.
And of course you have the
Right.
kit. Patient instruction. This goes with the patient. This is a lithium battery. So it's a 48-hour battery. We just tell the patient to change every day because they're going to take a shower anyway, right? So we take it off. The patient doesn't have to take the electrodes off if they're still sticky. If they want to, they can.
Okay.
But if they're, as long as they're sticky, they just press them back on here. And of course, the call center calls every single day, talks to the patient to make sure when they plug this in the wall, it changes color. Blue means charged and pink means it's charged.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson needs that order for the DEXA mammogram.
Oh, that's right.
Give me a pen. Give me a pen.
Thank you. So, let's just sign here. There's the DEXA and the mammogram.
Yep.
Now, doctor, what I'd like to show you, granted, I believe in 100% that patient care is the number one priority for every doctor. I do. However, I also believe that doctors should be paid. So, give you an example. If you take this, do a halter here, and then you find out the patient still has their issues, you send them to cardiology. The first thing a cardiologist is going to do is probably put them on a 42% compliant ratio device, right? So that your patient's really not being taken care of. It's a good chance that they're not going to get what they're looking for. But the most important thing a cardiologist would do, because I work with Dr. Busi, Dr. Mafi, Dr. Ghafouri, all those doctors are my friends. They'd rather do stents, ablations, and caths. Period. They're like, if we can get a report, we're happy. But they're required to do it anyway, so they do these tests and they go, okay, fine. And they go right to what they really want to do. These are what I want to show you. And this is why I believe you should be paid, right? This is a Medicare. Is this one Medicare?
Yeah, there's two Medicare in one.
So this one's Medicare. We asked the staff to bill. What do they bill on this one? $1,765? And what are we at? 886?
Yeah.
Is that where we
Yeah,
ended up
yeah.
at? So we have a secondary, is that right?
Co-insurance.
So co-insurance?
Yeah.
So you're looking, and we charge $325 for the study. Versus now, let's say you had an ITF, doc, you make $28 if you actually had one here. So you do all the work and they make all the money. Now you actually, it's about a 60-40 split. We do all the work, you just get the report and you take care of the patient from there.
So in the older days when companies like this, they come here, what you guys, you bill for the equipment portion.
You would bill
for the
9322.
portion.
You only bill professional, which is
Right.
$28.
Right.
Now you're billing technical and professional and global.
Right.
So you're going to bill for the telemetry. You're going to bill 93228. That's your professional, and your technicals right here. So these two here equal $869 for Medicare. In here, this is your global. That encompasses 93221, 220
For event.
for event monitor. So your events on the private side pay about $350 minus our fee $115, and for the Medicare two 287.
280 something.
Two-
Then, yeah, 287 something. Then you come back about
140,
Yeah,
150.
150.
So those devices has capacity to do all three.
Correct.
But
See,
we
what
only
happens
have
is
a
Most people do just first two.
What? No. So you're going to do this. You're going to come in and say, I have a patient with palpitations. Medicare is no longer requiring a pre-authorization, and they're no longer requiring that you run an event over a telemetry. Why is that? Because patients were going to palpitations, but they weren't breaking the parameters based on the device. They were going to syncope and they were dying. They're hitting the ground. So they said, hold on, we can't do this. So we're going to run mobile cardiac telemetry with palpitations. We just ask that if you do that, make a note on there in the super bill of why you put them on an MCT based on the palpitation. Maybe they have prior SVT runs, PVT runs, whatever it may be. Some syncope was involved in there, and that's why you run the MCT on that.
MCT is short for
Mobile cardiac telemetry. That's used
Telemetry.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
Telemetry.
continuous monitoring. That one is what pays the money. On a private basis, this is a rate you ran the same charge, and this is what they made. Not bad for one patient. Now you're going to pay us our $325 on the telemetry, and of course that's what you would make on the balance, $1,300. So it's what it does though, doctor, is it just allows the practice one level. Now, what we've done is we've done some interviews with patients in the past, and we found out that, and this is patients leaving offices, and these are patients sitting in the room. So Mrs. Jones is 65, 70 years old, whatever, her husband's there. They got a hard time getting in the door. They come sit in your office. You put them on a halter. You tell them, oh, you know what? You're still having this problem. It came back negative. We're going to send you to the cardiologist. If you ask them if they really want to get in their car and drive another place and sit in another lobby, they say absolutely not. I would rather keep them here because most likely there's a very good opportunity to change their protocol in food and medication to correct the current issue that they're actually on. They're actually having, the ICD-10 that they're actually having, just through your own protocol. So you can keep that patient here, you can keep them happy, and keep a one-stop shop for that patient. That's what patients are looking for. Concierge medicine doctors popping up left and right, but people don't have the cash for it. They'd rather just go one place, get it all done, and be done. Now, in the event you did have to send them to cardiology, we had a gentleman the other day at Dr. Sopko's office. We sent that patient was 70-some years old,
78.
78 years old. We took very good care of him, put him on MCT, multiple episodes of AFib. The doctor had no idea what was going on. He's at Johns Hopkins University getting surgery, open heart.
So you're going to leave a device here for us to use.
Well, see, here's what it is. In order to bill globally, doctor, you have to own the device and to bill globally. So Ray Romano wrote the guidelines for CMS and AAH. And what that says is, in order to build a global component, you have to own it. By owning it, you get the commensurate part of the payment, which you deserve for doing it. IDTFs, they own the device. They do the billing. They pay you $28. They make
$720.
the thousands of dollars for all the work that you do reading for the patient.
Right.
Makes no sense. But the one thing that I don't care about the money. I care about the compliance. Literally 42% nationwide compliance on IDTF. Because they send the kit to the house. The kit comes in a box. Patient doesn't know what to do with it. They're like, what? How do I hook this up? What do I do? And then they make a phone call and they get a college kid on the line. It's true. And they go, oh, go to page 72, Mrs. Jones. And they go over there and they figure out, okay, put it here, put it there. And they try this and they can't do it. And they do what they do? They throw the kit in a box. And they leave it there. We have a 99.5% because it's hooked up here.
All right.
And your patient goes in on Monday morning, or comes in, Monday afternoon, comes back the following Monday morning. Next patient goes out Monday afternoon, every 7 days. You just rotate them. So during the week, what you're going to find, and this is with family practice, cardiology, is that when you have one device sitting in the office, here comes Tuesday and Wednesday, and 3 more patients come in. You go, hey, Dawn, do you have another device? Actually, doctor, I don't. You have to have that device. So you have to schedule that patient. So what ends up happening, you get a backlog of patients now. And a backlog starts to begin. When you get that backlog, then you have to say to yourself, do I need another device? And then usually doctors will start with 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4. And then they'll just get the process going. So you're running a device every week. You're never missing a patient. Right?
So you're saying I have to purchase that device?
In order to build a global component, you purchase it. By purchasing it, you're able to bill it globally and get paid for it.
How much
now,
is that going to be?
These run $29.99, $2,999. So basically, if you had 2 of these patients, if you had 2 of these, it's paid off. But let's just be realistic. Let's just say we had six Medicare patients.
6 Medicare.
6 Medicare, so you're looking at a month and a half, 1.8 months paid off. There's no other device on the market today that pays itself off that fast. Now, of course, if you had a bigger patient load, we talk about, and you do have some charts I can see, but if you had a larger patient load where you had 4 devices, then we do a 90-day deferred, 0 interest, 0 payments for 90 days, and then you just run it. They're all paid off before 90 days begins, and 0 interest anyway. We do a finance with a company, but I don't push anybody on that unless I know they have the patient load to do that. But even if you did have 4 on it and you had 2 sitting on the shelf, one patient pays for the payments because all 4 payments will be $333 starting in 90 days. So one CMS patient pays all 4 of them.
Well, so it's costing you $333, but what are you making on that for the month?
A little under $200 if you only have one patient. If you only have one patient on
If you only
one
had one
device.
patient a month, you had 40 units, you still make $150, $160.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be, I would never do that.
Yeah, that's not.
That's not our goal. But I'm just saying to you, that's why we like to start somebody out small with 1 unit. All right, so but that's why I say I think it's for this practice, it's definitely beneficial for the patient, and it's definitely beneficial for you because then it adds a significant amount of income to the practice. So 1 device a month, 2,000 to 3,000 per month, 3,000 times 12 is 30. That's a nice.
Okay. So so please the material that I need to, review all the things we discussed.
Okay,
I
I
can
can
email it.
see. We like to email doctor to you directly to you, so
All
you
right,
can actually
okay.
lay everything out,
Okay.
and you can see it. But we could actually have a device here, install your first patient within 10 days, and be on the way, billing it, and then you're literally.
Right. I didn't bring my reading glasses. I need reading glasses. I need to read the fine print. And
Sure,
everything else
sure.
There. But I
Absolutely.
certainly, I'm interested in a device like this because I have sent patients to the cardiologist with knowing what they're going to do and
Yep.
all that.
But see, you
stuff.
gotta remember, when you said that, doctor, that's what's interesting to me. You say you know what they're going to do, but what you really don't know is when your patient leaves here, they end up walking into a, now unless I'm in the practice, like I'm in MedStar, and I'm in Carient, okay? They were using IDTF models. They were using biotelemetry. They were using CardioNet, LifeWatch, by the way, all owned by CardioNet now, right? So the only thing that happened there is they had a very low compliance ratio, and they were only making $20 a patient. So if you actually call Dr. Mafia right now, Dr. Boosie, you know them, right?
I know of them. I don't
Yeah,
know
but if you call him and say, hey, how does Scott Brogan do with his device? He goes, oh, we were making $10,000 a year, now we made $190,000. It's a big difference, right? And we took their patient level care up to 100% better because their patients were being treated there, and the doctors actually read the reports.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So let me just read through
I'll
this.
leave some
Think
stuff
about-
with you.
Think about this, and I got your business card.
Yeah, and now you
have your email?
It's the email address there. You can
I don't
send
have an
information.
email on here.
No, I should handwrite it.
Now, I do want to mention something else, Doctor. Reluctantly wise, I mean, I would say this, you can always put something on a credit card. I pay the fee for you. If you get like a rewards card, right? So you do a 30-day, it's already pretty much paid off before you made the first payment. So if you want to do that, otherwise you can write a check.
Is this one?
Gilkim 1
One.
at Gmail.
Got it.
Number 1.
Now we do is we have a lot of internal medicine doctors, a lot of family practice as well, who will buy one, and then of course break that backlog, get larger, and then give us a call. So, but we're very smart because we don't want to overload too many devices. So we make sure that you're utilizing it consistently, and then we can talk about adding and paying that one off and getting another one.
With the new email I'm sent, I'll have like a return on investment calculation for you, so you can see how fast you can get payback.
I've had devices in the past. We always made to do the halters, and
halter much different.
I stopped doing them a few years ago because there was a problem with getting feedback from the company.
That's correct. Because what happened was, with the halter was collecting the data within the unit itself. It wasn't being recorded live. Then what happens, you would download it, it was sent to the company.
Right.
The company was going through employees like this, right? And you were never getting your reports back. This happens all over the country.
Right.
Our staff are owned, this is web-based. You don't have to be in one specific location. We have CCT and CCMT and EMTs all over the country reading these reports.
Sorry. So I'm gonna go through the pricing and all that stuff, but I may need some information from you in email, some
I'm gonna
information
send
about
everything you see here. You will get in your email.
Okay.
You will get the EOB as well.
about the I'll have to read more about the differences between different testing
Yes.
options for this and the indications and all that.
Well, again, you're going to have that before we leave here too. You're going to have this one. You'll be able to have so you can compare all your ICD-10s. Remember, only look at the ones that say M&E, and then you'll be able to see all your ICD-10s. Like how many patients do we see? If your staff actually went back through if you had time, and you said, "Hey, go back for the last 6 months and see all of our patients with palpitations," you could call every one of them and say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the costs involved in all
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have all the financial laid out for you, and you can see clearly how it works.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Did I answer all your questions? I want to make sure I answered everything.
No, this is good. I get. Yeah, this is good. It's just something that I have been interested in.
Okay.
And,
That sounds great.
Just have to see how things go.
Yeah. Like I said, one device called patients. I'm pretty sure you got them.
How long do these things last?
Oh, the devices? They have
Yeah.
2-year warranties, Doctor. And you know what? We have over 53,000 devices nationwide, right? And after many years as I've had this device, I think. By the way, we're constantly upgrading. By the way, this is the only device in the country that can be upgraded remotely.
I guess the only concern for me is patients to drop it.
Oh, okay. Now you ready? Your patients. We have a form the patients will sign. It's now by training the staff is what we do, and we also educate the patients on how to take care of this device. We tell them, listen, this device is watching you 24 hours by certified technicians. Please, by all means, don't let anybody play with it, touch it, right? And they do that. We have lost one device in 9 years. You know how we lost it? Dementia patient dropped it and lost it. Couldn't find it. Other than that, they're very durable. You can drop this on the ground 10 times and nothing's going to happen. It's under warranty manufacturer defect. If the patient steps on it and crushes it, they're responsible for the replacement cost, not the actual physical cost. It's called a replacement cost, and we send that to It just depends on what the manufacturer deems for the patient, but it's less than the actual cost, only for the patient. So the patient does sign that. Now,
that's why I relied on the companies that provide those things for us. That's
right.
how it's been done in the past. We don't have to worry about the
That is
improvements.
correct, but again, you're talking about a device that pays for itself in less than 1.6 months. So if you took that device and multiplied that over the year, you could buy 10 of these even if they did break. All right? But my point is, we cover the patient is responsible, and they understand that they're liable when they leave the office for the replacement cost of the device. So as far as that goes, no one has ever broken one or crushed it in my possession, and I have over 1,000 patients. So
Okay.
yeah. Or 1,000 units out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, it's what it is. It's all education, and when we teach the staff, they understand. So we just ask for competent individuals that we can train.
Right.
That's it. So it's better not to make 28, but better to make 1,600, and not stress about that part because it's never been an issue with it. Like I said.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.